don't know. These veggie chips taste a little weird. Get up there, man. Look, you ain't getting no more. Just get up there and sit down. Relax. You done lost your mind. I gotta run out. For my time. Yo, Ronald. Damn, what? Now they got you at 0. I know you in there. Just hit a 1. All right. Let's see if they hard press. I mean, I could read and just upload it. It ain't no complicated thing. Yeah, they're not showing you. This is YouTube, are you that delusional? I just want to know. Your feelings hurt, your emotions hurt? Because we know who you are. We know who's behind the mask. We don't care. Just here to read. That's the only energy I'm going to give you. I'm going to go ahead and get this read on. Just read through. Go to the next part because I got to run out and take care of something. Anyway, as you all know, it's hidden lands beyond Antarctica, and a continuation of Morse's journey between interconnected planets. I got to get rid of the other uploads too. Noscom found body on the city. That's him. And that's the book. And I know people really want to see this read, but I know some other things that are going on, but you know what it is, right? People are dumb. Yeah. Like I said, we have a way of monitoring everything. When the idiots want to ride, when they know I'm leaving, they won't ride by me and look, and I'll be laughing. Like, shave your beard off. That stuff is dead. You know? These are plant-based onion rings. They're not being onion, though. It's like, I think this is supposed to be red potato. My boy gave it to me in a little Ziploc bag. I think it's red potatoes. And then there's the green spinach ones. They're pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and read, and I'm just going to leave this one up because I got to get out. I got to go and do what I got to do. Ancestral book, The Conquering Crowns and Civilizations of Distant Lands, X95, C11, / Humanity, Generation 2. The Battle of Mount Unai and the Ancient Titans, Book of the Great Ancestral Library in the capital of the Ark. In a remote place where few have dared to travel, there are lands of great victors who have helped humanity in Generation 2, second generation, and their bodies define and make the difference. But more, their bravery and dedication to the fight against the conquering parasites. More than 100 ships landed on the slopes that connect with the dividing second ice wall, and from there descended 53 creatures unknown to us at that time. Our guard, to see such a descent of creatures of more than 4 meters high that moved in a frantic and fast way, sent their signals to stop, so that they could appear according to engage in a peaceful communication. Why is nobody else showing up, brother? The men stopped their descent abruptly, and one of them, with his hands in the air, descended alone towards our position. He introduced himself as Hulix and commented that he came from the Arcane Islands, and that the distance they had traveled was so great that, you know what, if nobody else shows up, no, I'm just going to read it tomorrow, man. I can't do that. Respect you, bro, but it's not about that. It's about every goddamn body. You feel what I'm saying? That's how it's going to work. Like I said, we're in a world with a lot of dumb fucking people. A whole lot of dumb people, mind you. All right? They're not stopping shit, but we're just dealing with a lot of dumb fucking people. Excuse my French, but it is what it is. All right? And everything's been fine. It's been decent. And then we got a second like, who's there? I can't even see who it is. Who is that? Yeah, drop a comment. Who's in there? Because the little alphabet boys are emotionally unstable and they feel some kind of way because I mentioned them. And probably somebody who believes that they're imitating them if they're not being paying attention because there's nothing here for them to pay attention to. But we're in a different time. Drop a comment. I'm still going to just come back and read in the morning because I wanted to read in the evening. I figured everybody's relaxed. It's a little late. But I know that they want to play whatever game they want to play. I guess they realize, wait, he's really capable of some things. Let's push it. Let's push the envelope. American Ninja, how you doing, Evan Smiley? T. Hines. So how long you guys been on here? I mean, they're not showing it, so it's, you know, and I'm going to read again, but you know, the little monkeys behind the thing are playing, and I guess they're just not satisfied until somebody goes, no, stop. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, we got a lot of obedient slaves. And they'll serve y'all one day, trust me. The mofos need to stop. Don't worry, they'll be serving y'all. Just trust me on this. I cannot say nothing until I get the number required. They're afraid to let those numbers, because many people said they subscribe, and I see now they let one from 585 to 586. I'm sitting there going, every day I have 20 people telling me, or 15 people telling me, you know, I subscribe to your channel, bro. What's going on? I said, it's not showing. They said, I know. I looked at the page. I'm like, why is it still? Because I said, I looked and saw your numbers. Your numbers should be way up there. You went viral on Facebook. You went viral on TikTok. Yeah. I'm like, I don't care about viral all in places. I says, because it's these dummies. They're too. We're at a time when we're dealing with some sick stuff. Y'all came in, hit them likes. All my beloveds, hit the likes. Man, Original Lone Wolf, hit the like. Boy, I ain't got to tell you that. Being stubborn. Get that bullshit Chicago. Boy, you my family. Hit that motherfucking like. What's wrong with you? T. Hines, you too. I know Evelyn Smiley. I know you hit it. Hit them likes. All right. I mean, we got some good reading going on here, and I'm sitting there going, wait a minute now. The Arcane Islands? Come on now. It's a short read. I guess it depresses them. I'm gonna go ahead and read it, because seeing how y'all showing up. We only need a handful of people. But they're so pressed, you know what I'm saying? They're so pressed. Anyway, the Arcane Islands. And you already noticed the Hidden Lands Beyond Antarctica. I'm just going to hold it up. I don't want to read all that again, which is no problem. Okay? Those can follow. Claudio Naselli. What's going on, beloved? There you go. All right. And then y'all know the author Claudio Naselli. He has a website, and everybody can watch it. But ancestral book, The Conquering Crowns and Civilizations of Distant Lands, X95 Second 2/Humanity, Generation 2, The Battle of Mount Unai, and the Ancient Titans, Book of the Great Ancestral Library in the capital, the Ark. That's the capital, remember? In a remote place where few have dared to travel, there are lands of great victors who have helped humanity in Generation 2, the second generation, mind you. Their bodies defined and make the difference, but more their bravery and dedication to the fight against the conquering parasites. More than 100 ships landed on the slopes that connect with the dividing second ice wall, and from there descended 53 creatures unknown to us at that time. In our guard, to see such a descent of creatures of more than 4 meters high that moved in a frantic and fast way, sent their signal to stop, so that they could appear according to engage in a peaceful communication. The men stopped their descent abruptly, and one of them, with his hands in the air, descended alone towards our position. He introduced himself as Holix and commented that he came from the Arcane Islands, and that the distance they had traveled was so great that the time-space shift between domes was playing havoc with their genetics. They asked us for help, and among other things, which we were able to exchange, it was a moment to take advantage of, since we were just settling into the new life in the ancestral lands. As good hosts, we attended to them and made their stay the best possible experience. They thanked us for our hospitality and gave us several plans, technology, and also helped with the creation of some of our structures and connecting highways between cities. They also told us the story of their ancestors and how they helped humanity of the past, also failing in their attempt against the oppressive custodians. So it wasn't just the Tartarian. There was one in the past, the Titans. That ancient humanity of the second generation, who also Gen 1, Gen 2, our first appearance, and then the second gen, who also knew how to forge a great empire and who has left traces of the uprising. Now you know why they have Sinbad the Sailor, the Monitor, and all Medusa, and all these different things. They took the original history and they divvied it up and they created myths from legends. As well as the Titanic giants are the arcane. You remember that word, do you? Oh, we're not talking about Batman, but you know what I'm saying, because it is supposed to have been the largest city. That they themselves tell how they probably helped in the ancient known lands. Some of their brethren were trapped in those lands in stone form by the use of the custodian's agents against a group of humanity that had rebelled. Some of the arcane leaders, with their more than 4 meters high, were buried or mimetized. It should be mineralized, mimetized in the environment that even today the new humans tread on. They rest with their faces surprised by that unknown technology for those times, who stood up from the human liberation, who stood up for the human liberation like so many other beings of the most recondite surroundings, who know very well that the humans deserves full freedom and that the parasites must disappear once and for all from these great and mysterious worlds inside the Great Dome. Next, we'll get into the ARB 013. That's ARB 013 about the Anunnaki. But I want to read some other books about the Anunnaki before we even come back to that. All right? Heaven Bearers. The Great Reset of 1834 and the Mud Flood. Now, I'm not going to read Howdy Mikowski's. All right, I'm not going to read that. I'll read that the next time we read this, okay? Because we're in a different position, different place. This is The Great Reset of 1834 and the Mud Flood by Janine Helen. There she is. That's the book for those who might want to purchase it. Okay? That is a picture of her after the Great Fight. No spoiler alerts. Some of you already know, and y'all with me on the last read, okay? So let's break it down. She changes her demeanor to one, I'm not going to go back and read her, I'm just going to take it on. She changes her demeanor to one of understanding, and she can feel his body get less tense. He reaches for her face and rubs his hand over her cheek and kisses her, okay? Remember, she's pregnant. You are just so beautiful. Your kind is always so beautiful. She doesn't say a word in the hopes he will continue. He can see her eyes are burning with intrigue, and it encourages him to continue. Now, remember, she wants to know about Masonic, and she wants to know about the mud flood and all that stuff, okay? They call us Phoenicians, because she asked him, and he's going to tell her, hoping she doesn't do as his first wife. Second wife? I think it was his first. They call us Phoenicians. This is where they make them white. Remember, she's made this story about Pelsons so they can pick up the book and read it. Otherwise, you know better. We are half Tartarian and half heaven bearers. You are a Tartarian. In fact, anyone with blonde hair and blue eyes is a Tartarian. His eyes are watching her carefully, and he is very curious as to how she will react to what he just told her. I am a Tartarian? She replies, all surprised. And the realization isn't quite sinking in. She gets a cold shiver and immediately tries to stand up. He grabs her and keeps her as she was seated on his lap. No running off now, Bunny. You wanted to know. You need to hear the complete story. Now listen carefully. Our child will be a human, and that is the goal. This is why I married you. Your sole purpose is to create more humans. They will become our slaves. They will work and think they are free. But their sole purpose is to create wealth for us, and most importantly, for the heaven bearers. He tells her this without an ounce of empathy or any emotion at all. What? She moves her body away from him. You want our child to become a slave? No! She shouts, and her thoughts closes up with pain. She gets up in utter shock and takes a big step away from him. He pulls an angry face, and she wonders what he will smash next. Our baby will be no one's slave. Her voice is shaking, and she is upset. I will not let my child be a slave. Do you hear me, Malcolm? She threatens him, and he recognizes that look on her face. It is the same face she gets when she wants to puke. That same look Annabeth had on her face. He plays with his place, Matt, and thinks for a moment. There are different classes of humans, Bonnie. Our child will be classified accordingly. She doesn't even bother to ask what he means by that. She feels winded, and she suddenly can't breathe. She keeps her composure and excuses herself and walks outside and looks up at the sky. The night sky, mind you. The moon is bright, and it illuminates the entire yard. Tears roll down her face, and she doesn't wipe them away. She looks down at her shadow and sees another one approaching her, and her body tenses up at the thought of him touching her. Please don't touch me. Her voice is weak and full of emotion. Cry if you need to. Scream. I don't care. Come tomorrow, you will have accepted the reality of what your purpose is and the purpose of that baby. You Tartarians are so fickle. He laughs, and his tone is sickening. She feels the tears pour down her cheeks, and she sits down on the grass and lets it all out. What happened to my mother, my parents? She turns her head and looks him in the eye. She now knows the answer to the question she has been asking herself for all these years. They are dead. But you already know that, Malcolm says. He squints his eyes at her and tries to ascertain what she is thinking. Did the heaven bearers kill them? Malcolm replies, probably. They killed anyone who didn't want to conform to the New World Order. Your parents were likely dissidents, rebels who refused to join the New World Order and follow the new rules and laws. Most of the adults were a threat and needed to go. We kept the children. He sees the pain in her eyes, and although he can't understand her pain, he can feel her sorrow radiate towards him. This is enough for tonight, Bonnie, Malcolm states. He turns around and briskly walks back inside the mansion. He grabs a bottle of whiskey, notices Jane cleaning up the mess in the dining room, and he wants to apologize, but reminds himself that he doesn't owe her or them any sympathy. Chapter 6. We're gonna start this one. She couldn't sleep at all. She just sat in the lounge with a million thoughts going through her mind, and she felt like her head was going to explode. For all these years, she has been holding on to the thought that her mother was out there somewhere, that she had a good reason for not wanting her. She would have never guessed that she was dead. Bonnie always wished that she would track her down one day and get to meet her, hear her story, and have some kind of relationship with her. Jane walks into the room and begins to open the curtains and is startled by her lying on the couch with swollen and bloodshot eyes. Oh, sweetheart. Jane sits down next to her and rubs her back gently. I am sorry you had to find out this way, but it will all be okay. Just give it some time, please. Bonnie sits up and wipes her tears away. Her eyes are sensitive to the touch. She has never cried this much before, and she feels completely silly. You are like me. You are a Tartarian. Bonnie touches her blonde hair lightly with her fingers. Yes, but some, like me, we can't bear children. At least not with them. She smiles, and Bonnie's assured she saw a hint of pride in her smile. Them, she asks, not all Tartarians can get pregnant and have children with either the heaven bearers or the Phoenicians. The lucky ones, like you, can. She is still smiling, but it is different to the one she just had on her face, more like, lucky, Bonnie cries out. I don't feel very lucky right now. She throws the pillow off the couch and it knocks a candlestick holder over. It makes a loud bang as it hits the floor, and it makes them both flinch. What does that mean for me? She starts to cry again and blows her nose gently. It means that you will bear as many as my children as possible. You know who that is. His voice is filled with hatred and anger. In exchange, you will be taken care of by me and be given a very luxurious lifestyle. His voice shatters the atmosphere in the room and brings with it arrogance and no empathy whatsoever. If I couldn't have any, what would you do to me then? She shouts at him in anger. I wouldn't do anything to you. You would be given a job and you would be expected to work and live as a human, just like the rest of them. He looks at his watch. It is almost 6 a.m., and he snaps at Jane to make him some coffee. He gestures for Bonnie to come to him, but she ignores him flat and turns away from him. He disgusts her, and he knows it. Bonnie, listen to me and listen carefully. He walks up to her and sits behind her, runs his fingers through her hair, and inhales calmly. You have a job, just like me and everyone else. You do as you are told, or you will join your mother. Burying my child doesn't give you endless privileges. He grabs her gently by the shoulder and turns her so that she faces him. He wipes that last of her tears away and is surprised at how upset she really is. He has never experienced so much pain and sorrow. Phoenicians have no emotions, yet he can feel a sharp pain inside of him that he has never felt before, and he can't explain it. He kisses her softly, and she doesn't kiss him back. He kisses her harder and forces her to kiss him back. He needs to taste her and feel her emotions as they radiate from her. His want for her consumes him, and he lets himself get carried away. He is suddenly interrupted by a knock at the door. Mr. Harrington, it is time. He pulls away from her abruptly, and she watches his facial expression turn cold and hard. He gets up and walks out of the room, leaving her humiliated and alone. That's enough. It gets good. Oh, it gets good. It gets good. It gets good, guys. So we're going to stop right there. I'm marking it. I'm going to stop right there. I'm just marking it. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. My apologies for, I can't apologize for what they did. My apologies that you had to wait and come back and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to download those uploads. No, that's nothing there to prove. People to see that these idiots want to mess with everything. They're going to do what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Mikey Cox, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, I got you, beloved. You're here. So I appreciate everybody coming in since that last night for me, but I just came in. YouTube, hey, man, you know it's going to do what it's going to do, man. Yeah, original Lone Wolf, them mofos need to stop. But they going to, listen, man, we control what we control, right? Being stuck on them, even with me saying turbulent words like these monkeys and stuff, mine's have more meaning, but not decrying y'all's, but trust me, mine's do. I'll just keep coming back, you know, until they realize, oh, let them read, man. It's not about letting me, because if y'all were here, I'd be reading all the time, making circles and fires. It'd be wonderful, majestic, it'd be real. And then we can disseminate, and then we can, you know what I'm saying? But it's nothing respect, nothing but love, man. Love you guys, you know, family. And share this, okay? Share it with everybody, all right? And I appreciate y'all coming in. I had Ronald hit the chat, but you know, everybody's doing their thing. Oh, respectfully, you know what I'm saying? I just know that whenever I'm reading something, there's more to it. And it's not that it's so much a secret, but the puzzle pieces, you've got to let them, you know how they say, let the ducks lay, you know what I'm saying? You've got to let the puzzle pieces fall in their proper place. I can't put them in place for you. I'm going to read and read and read, okay? And then maybe one day, when y'all have successfully made it over this way, I too will give y'all one of these wonderful ice cream sandwiches. And no, I don't have no feelings or emotions. Trust me. I really, really don't. I know it's kind of hard to believe that because y'all are full of them, but I don't. Not at all. And you would think, you got to have feelings and emotions. Not like what you think. No, not at all. And Ronald and them know it. I'll laugh and everything. I'll fart and giggle with the best of you. But I'm not bound to emotions like you. And I need you to get there too. Okay? Yeah, T. Yeah. No energy, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know? And you don't have to go dark. That's there. And y'all circumvent that, but you don't have to go dark. You don't have to go numb. Numb, you would say, well, numb, isn't that without feelings? There's feelings and emotions, but they're not the same, y'all. Okay? I can't, what, I'm supposed to, it don't rub off. You've got to acclimate and you've got to access your own emotions and feelings. You see what I'm saying? When I was cramping, it was bad. Most people would have fell on the ground. And the moment it happened, I was like, okay, what I got to do? Breathe, breathe, breathe. What is this? What's happening? And then I started doing all these different things, like with the worst of it, that most people would have been like, I'm not, you can't, I'm not unfolding, blah, blah, blah. You got to do something. You know what I'm saying? This is man-made. Everything that's happening is man-made. And I'm not saying man, it's human-made. And these things aren't even they're not even natural. Anyway, let me run out. It's dark now. It's early. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. Let me go on down, get rid of these uploads. I don't want them to go through. I appreciate y'all coming in, my beloved sisters. Hey, sneeze, I might get a cramp. But anyway, right? Not speaking of reality. This happens. Number love. Sisters, always the same. My brothers. Ronald be hitting that. He be hanging in there with a brother. Original Lone Wolf, it's good to have you. T. Hines, Mikey, y'all, the wrench crew, you're more than that. Like I said, your family. You dig what I'm saying? Family supports family. Against, I hope did she hear it when I told, was she on here? She gave me a nice little donation, but we're still not there. It's just not there. All right. So almost there. You would think we're almost there, but we're not there. Yeah, I remember I told you I went ahead and bought 5 books, so I'm going to go see if they're over there now. No, I just went and bought them. All right. No, I didn't use the money. I took some money and put over the thing because I wanted to go ahead believing it was going to like zoop, zoop, zoop. So because you don't want to get too much because then they take more. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you get up to $600, it's going to be $25 they're going to take. So, you know what I'm saying? I got to make the difference. So, again, I went ahead and ordered 4 or 5 books, and I'm going to go check and see if they're there because they should be here today or tomorrow. All right? That's my little drive over. And if they get there, and in the morning I'll have something to share with you. You know what I'm saying? Be like, check this out. You know what I'm saying? But, no, we're not there. Because some of y'all shared some books with me, and so I added it to it. Don't get all upset. I'm going to keep adding books until if we start making some change and people watching, which is supportive, because I support a lot of people, man. I support a lot of people's channels because I believe in that. It is what it is. I believe that universally we should all be helping one another, but people are still selfish in mind. I'm not bound to selfishness. I don't know what it is. My mom used to say, "You're like a Jew. You're so tight, but yet you do everything for everybody." So I couldn't understand what she was saying. My grandmother, she used to say, "You're so stubborn, though." She says, "Don't you feel any kind of way? Feel about what? He's dead." And she used to look at me like I was crazy. It was when my service dog and my grandmother transitioned that I felt something different. My first son, I was just going to kill the doctor. No, I'm serious. If I was to see him right now, I'd dismantle him. Yeah, I would deal with that, man. Excuse me. All right. Number, love, and respect. Share this. I appreciate you. Let me go ahead and get this going so I can get rid of those other ones. It's like a waste of time. It don't need to be seen to see what they're doing. Everybody knows, all right? And let me get these Nikes on and get the hell up out of here. I appreciate y'all. It's nothing but love, man. All right? And I enjoy reading to y'all. You can tell when I'm feeling a lot better, I really get into the reading part.